If you are someone who always avoids difficult things in life and opting for the easier path, then you might have a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset is a belief that all your talents and capabilities are all set in a box. Well, mindset is a collection of narratives that either motivates you or demotivates you to do a specific job, and fixed mindset is a narrative that always holds you back from doing that specific job, especially if it is difficult. Today, I will be teaching you how you can develop a growth mindset. I will be sharing several practices and tools which you can apply in your daily life, and it will help you to build a growth mindset. This is not a night long process, it might take several weeks, several months, and once you imply this in your life, I am sure you are going to develop a growth mindset. So, for starters, I will be suggesting you a very simple practice, that is to consume content or knowledge about growth mindset. Studies have shown that once you start putting in knowledge about growth mindset, your subconscious mind automatically works for you and develops a growth mindset. So this is very simple, right? So as you are already watching this video, I believe your mind has already started developing a growth mindset. The second practice which I'm going to tell you is about the feedbacks. Now, feedbacks are something that we give to ourselves or to other people after doing a specific job. It can be a good feedback or a bad feedback, but mostly we will be talking about the positive feedbacks, because the way you give the feedback can enhance your mindset in a lot of ways. There are two feedbacks: performance feedback and effort feedback. Now, performance feedback is something that is given on the basis of the performance of an individual, or on the basis of the intelligence of the individual. For example, if a kid performs very good in class, he tops the exam, then the feedback which we will be giving him will be like, you are the best, you are the most intelligent kid in the school, you are the topper of the class. Now, all these three feedbacks were on the basis of the performance of that kid. The second feedback is effort feedback. Now, this time we are going to praise the efforts of an individual. Whether the kid has scored good or he has failed the exam, we are going to give the feedback on the basis of the effort. It can be like, I like the way you consistently study every day for 2 hours. Now we are talking about the effort that kid has made. Now what happens is, the studies say that if we if we do this thing, giving the feedback on the basis of performance and efforts, in the long run, then the individual who is always praised on the basis of his performance, that is on the basis of the end results, it's is tend to opt for easier things in life, because he will be always focusing on the results, and the result which he wants is the top or the best, and he can easily be best at the easier things. So the person who is always receiving feedback on the basis of his intelligence or performance is always going to opt for easier things in life, whereas the person who is always praised on the basis of efforts, that person can opt for difficult things, because he does not care whether he fails or whether he succeed or he failed. He's just going to focus on the efforts, and efforts are something that human beings can control. We cannot control the end results, because every time the circumstances are going to be different. For example, if you are scoring 10 goals in a football match today, you might get the feedback that you are very good at football, you are the best striker, you are very fast. The next time it might happen that you don't score 10 goals, and so the feedback that you are going to receive is not going to be the same. So in the further long run, that is not going to push you to do the difficult things again in life. You might get demotivated and you might lose your performance. But if you give feedback on the efforts, like, I like the way you continuously sprinted in the field, now this we are praising the efforts. So even the next time, the individual is going to make the effort to continuously sprint in the ground. It does not matter if he wins or loses. Now, if we think logically, we might feel that if we have a very strong identity of ourselves on the basis of the performance, for example, I am the best. If we tell ourselves 10 times a day that I am the best, that will eventually boost my performance and motivation. Well, studies have concluded that this is wrong. It might provide you with some sort of motivation, but that motivation is not going to last. It will be for only a short period of time. If you are focusing on the efforts, your performance will improve because efforts are something that human beings can control, not the end results. Now we are going to talk about other tools which will instantly give you changes in your mindset, and it will help you to develop a growth mindset faster. The first one is take and embrace the risk. Now I don't recommend you taking reckless risk, but take a risk of learning new skill, talking to new people, explore new places, or take a risk of starting a business. This is the kind of risk which I'm suggesting. What this will do is this will bring a lot of failures in your life, and failures is the best thing that you can achieve right now, because if you are someone on self improvement, even when you fail you win. So take risk in your life, and this will really help you to grow, to develop a growth mindset. The second thing is never get entitled. As I already said, if you are on self improvement, you are going to improve after a certain period of time. For example, if you are working out, obviously you are going to get a better physique after 3 to 6 months. So after getting a better physique, you should not feel entitled. You should still stay humble and grounded, and you should not feel that now success deserves me and success is going to fall into my laps without even working much harder for it. Put your head down, focus on your routine, do the same things again and again until you become the best. The third and the most important is surround yourself with growth oriented people. Now, why I feel this is the most important, because just imagine you spending a day with people who are only talking about going out, partying, girls, smoking and drinking, social media. Then you are naturally training your brain to only think about these five things, and these five things are degenerate stuff. Whereas, if you want to develop a growth mindset, you wish to think about productive things, and that is not going to occur naturally. You need to take a step, and that step is to choose your group wisely. You need to find people who talk about productive things like building the right business, uh, going to the gym, talking about routines, how to start a business, how to develop good habits in life, or maybe good recommendations of book. Now what you are doing here is you are naturally training your brain to think about all the productive things. Even before you fall asleep, you are only going to think about these things, good things. So this will be beneficial to you, and eventually it will help you develop a growth mindset. So choose your group wisely and clear your surroundings and reduce the drama in your environment or in your surroundings. The life will be much more easier. Now the information and tools that I have provided you or shared with you include psychological practices as well as practical tools. So once you start implying this in your life for over a period of time, that can be for a week or for a month, I'm sure it is going to help you develop a growth mindset. And keep in mind that this is not a night long process. If you want to see results, you need to be consistent with applying these practices in your life. So as I told you earlier in this video, the easiest way to develop a growth mindset is by consuming content about growth mindset, or by sharing content about growth mindset, right? If you want your friend to develop a growth mindset, you can share this video and make sure to hit the like button if you really find this video valuable. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching.